Let's do this driving tour of Quail Hill in Irvine, California.
So here we are, we're in Quail Hill Shopping Center.
Yes.
And, you know, if a little spoiler, we're talking about Quail Hill, the community, the village of Irvine. So here you gotta have all your basic, you know, you have your banks, you have a grocery store, you have a pharmacy. So you have all your basics, and obviously you have some restaurants sprinkled in here too. Now this is, and we're in for a treat because one of 5 gas stations in all of Irvine happens to be right here. I'm only joking. There's like 6, but like that's okay. So basically we're just kind of, you know, just driving around this strip mall of a shopping center. Now this isn't the main attraction by any stretch, but just again, for the residents of the area, just very convenient access here. And then of course, if you want major shopping, just down the road a few miles, you're at the Irvine Spectrum.
Yes, I mean, I feel like this shopping center kind of exemplifies what Irvine is, and that is the epitome of convenience. So, you know, sometimes we like to talk on this show how Americans are soft, like they complain about everything because they really have the easiest, most convenient life. Well, I feel like Californians are even more soft, and then
You feel that way? It's like, is that not a certainty?
Irvines, I don't know how to say that. Irvinians are quite possibly the softest of them all because it is so convenient. So, you know, you just get, I don't know, you just get spoiled. You get so spoiled. You don't want to drive, you know, more than 5 minutes away from where you are because everything that you need is within your fingertips, including the major job hubs.
And you get incredibly frustrated when it took forever for that traffic light to turn green when that person was already walking, going, why that takes so long? So here we are. So what you'll notice, okay, so Quail Hill is a newer community by Irvine, by Orange County standards. You know, like the aughts, right? The 2000s, like it was when this was basically developed. What's nice is that you have a lot of mature foliage at this point. So it doesn't feel like, I've actually had pushback from a lot of people with like the very few that's brand new construction in Orange County. And it's just like everything is just so new, and there's like, the trees aren't mature. So it kind of feels a bit
like a desert.
Yeah, sterile and just kind of dystopian almost.
Yeah.
Where this one, obviously, have the tree-lined streets. It's really cute. And then you have all this, you know, again, going on here. And again, these are what Quail Hill does have a bunch of townhomes, condos, and houses themselves.
Wow, sterile and dystopian. That's quite descriptive.
Yeah, you know. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Thank you, Sean.
I was going to say, have you been reading more? I'm more of the reader in this.
Read good.
I'm more of the reader in this
more
relationship.
Of the only.
Yes.
I'll wait for the movie.
Or you'll just wait for me to tell you.
That's true.
What happened.
Give me the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So before we continue, I'm Sean Dezad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad, and we are licensed real estate agents here in the state of California.
And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the glitz. I love the glamour. I love the incredible weather. And I can't wait to move out there now. But the problem is I'm not local. I may be out of area, maybe even out of state. And I totally get that. That's why you want to reach out to us so we can basically find that perfect property for you, really get granular about what you're looking for, finding that perfect home. We can be your boots on the ground. And actually, I work with a team. So even if I'm not available to show you, we always have someone that is available for you. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.
So yeah, so basically, again, this is just, you know, kind of one of the hubs within here. And again, you get a lot of townhomes and condos. And what I love about Quail Hill too is that it is so convenient. You're super close to the 405 freeway. So the 405 freeway is one of the major roads in all of Southern California, for that matter. The fact that you're, again, so close, so you're right there, and you can just get to wherever you need to go to relatively quickly. And on top of that, it's that we're on the actual coastal side of the 405 freeway. So what you get with that is the sea breezes. You get the just like honestly much more pleasant temperatures. Like it's just again, we're splitting hairs. I know people are gonna be like disgusted with us, but the temperature here is even better than that of the flatlands of Irvine, or even like east of Portola Highway.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what Sean means by the flatlands of Irvine, this is a name that we have dubbed ourselves.
TM, trademark.
Yeah, we've coined it ourselves because Irvine tends to be quite flat, and there is a large portion of Irvine that we call the flatlands that is flat, but Quail Hill is not part of that. So Yeah, that's one sort of knock against Irvine is that a lot of it's super flat. So that means there's like a house on every corner. Not to say that this isn't all bunched together.
I mean, a house everywhere around you, like your entire perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, this is more like the townhome / condo part of Quail Hill. So we'll show you some of the bigger houses later on. But yeah, so Quail Hill is a little bit more, the topography is a little bit more like what you'd see in like Laguna Niguel or like Aliso Viejo or Laguna Beach even. I mean, we're actually not that far from Laguna Beach as the Nazgul flies.
There we go.
Yes, but depending on the traffic, it can take quite a while to actually get into Laguna Beach. But if you do come here and live and you decide that you want to be a local here, you probably won't be going to Laguna Beach much in the summer.
Yes.
But if you're like us and then you're like, oh, now all the tourists are gone, we're going to go in October.
Yeah, in the fall.
In November. December. I love going to the beach in the winter because I never go in the ocean. I just, it's just so beautiful any time of year.
And if you're going to Laguna Beach, I know this is about Quail Hill, but if you're going to Laguna Beach, if you want fantastic views for a restaurant that isn't ridiculously priced, Las Brisas is actually the food solid, and honestly, it is like the views are breathtaking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So, it might be worth getting a little, taking a little trek out that way. So we're leaving this part of it. So actually, and all these buildings are around the Commons Park, and now we're going into a different section of Quail Hill, where you'll see some more homes, right? Because again, it's a little bit more hilly here, so we're not in the flatlands anymore. And again, you'll have more views, and because of topography, people aren't like stacked on top of each other as much.
Yeah. And then we're just passing by the shopping center that we started out in. Yeah, in that shopping center, I don't know if she's still there, but there used to be a chiropractor there, and she would work on babies. And in my desperation, because our son would never sleep, I took him to her. And he still never sleeps. He still never slept, but
he's better.
He's better now.
It's a relative term. And then there's an elementary school right here. But first we're going to stop into this neighborhood as well. Just give me little pockets here.
Yeah, since we just did stop by an elementary school, it's probably an opportunity to talk about the famous Irvine Unified School District.
Look at that segue.
Yes, great segue. But the Irvine Unified School District, it's been on many, many lists, many articles about, some of the best school districts in the United States. It's a big reason why Irvine is so popular. People just love the Irvine Unified School District. Definitely known for its extremely highly ranked schools, according to whatever ranking site that you're going to. So yeah, that's just, something to know. It might be a reason why you are researching Irvine, because you've heard about the Irvine Unified School District.
Yeah, and also if you're looking, we get people asking, like about gated communities and stuff. Quail Hill's not really known for that. So if you're looking for gated communities, obviously reach out to us so we can have that conversation about what specifically might make the most sense for you, because again, Quail Hill just doesn't have much to offer. And again, these various subdivisions offer different things. So if you notice, these homes are pretty stacked up next to each other, right? So these are almost glorified townhomes. They are single family residences, but obviously look, there's the gap between the two homes aren't super wide. They're pretty tightly packed here as far as that goes. Now, and what Quail Hill does have to offer is homes that are a little bit more spread out, where it feels like, again, what people think of a proper single family residence. But again, you kind of get different flavors within Quail Hill and within all of Irvine for that matter. But what I will say is that the single family residents here, at least they're less vertical. Like these are mostly 2-story homes. Mm-hmm. Whereas like a lot of the new construction right now, they're going super vertical fast, where you're having your garage on the first floor, second and third floor are, like your living, sleeping areas. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Yes, camera got too hot. So I don't even know what we were talking about. Not that anyone cares. I mean, mostly people just want to see like how pretty the neighborhood is. And it's quite a pretty neighborhood. And we're going to head up into where the bigger homes are.
Yes.
And then as we do that, we're going to go by Alderwood Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking earlier about the Irvine Unified School District. But one cool thing about Quail Hill is that it is zoned for University High School. So that is a high school that is, according to the rankings, whatever you want to make of the rankings.
On niche.com.
On niche.com.
And
greatschools.org. It's usually, the number one high school in Irvine and one of the best in all of Orange County, usually neck and neck with Troy High School, which is unsurprisingly right next to Cal State Fullerton Fullerton.
And University High School is right next to University of California, Irvine, which is a top tier university in the country.
Yeah, and if you do go on the list, you'll probably see, so they're usually either 1 or 2, but then you will see the OC School of the Arts as well, which we don't really count because you have to audition for that. So not to say that it's not a great school, it's just that it doesn't matter where you live. Like there are people that go there literally from like Los Angeles that drive down. So it does not make any difference where you live.
And you have to have talent, which we do not have.
Yes, you have to have talent. So yeah, it's just like, you know, you could live anywhere and go to that school.
Yeah, and then we're just kind of walking and giving you different flavors, these different neighborhoods. Quail Hill is not a massive village. Like, you know, for instance, Woodbridge, I believe, is over 20,000 people. That dwarfs like Quail Hill as far as a village population size is concerned.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of giving you, kind of going the ins and outs, and obviously you'll see that there's actually Woodbridge, which doesn't have, see even a little bit right here, is some hilliness to it. And actually, this is characteristic of all of Irvine. There's a park on every corner. Mm-hmm. Lots of parks in Irvine.
Yeah. So
the land of 10,000 parks.
The land of 10,000 parks.
Another thing that we've coined. So we have trademark for the flatlands and the land of 10,000 parks.
Yes, that is true. So not that anyone notices or cares. But to us, part of the reason why we do these videos is to entertain ourselves.
This is true.
Especially when, you know, I put in little clips from movies and stuff. It's mostly just so that I am amused when I'm watching the final run of it to make sure that there's no mistakes.
Oh, it's actually hilarious. Like I'll hear her like looking at our video as far as like to edit it, and I'll hear her like kind of like laugh to herself, which is hilarious to me.
It's mostly because of some stupid thing that I've put in for my own amusement. Some like Billy Madison clip.
Oh gosh. Which is a very funny movie.
Yes, it definitely is. So yeah.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Yeah, and then also, again, as we get higher up these hills, you'll have homes that actually have lots more views. So, again, Irvine's not necessarily known for that. And then, so we're going to head up, and then we'll just kind of get you to... And part of this kind of starts to border almost Shady Canyon, which is the ritzy part of Irvine.
Yeah, so Shady Canyon is like gated within a gate. And there actually aren't that many homes there because these are very large estates. So when they first created Shady Canyon, when was it? Like the 90s or was it the 2000s?
I'm trying to remember when they first did it. That's a great question. Honestly, I'd have to look that up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I remember when they first did it. So the Irvine Company, which is the massively wealthy company that basically developed all of Irvine, they were trying to decide, like, should we make this into just another community with like a bunch of homes, or should we make it like super high end with very small amount of custom homes? And so they
on big lots.
And so they decided on that. And then I remember like it was immediately sold out. So I guess they made the right decision in that respect.
It seemed to work out. Yeah, and this is like, this is a gated community, big lots.
Shady Canyon.
Yeah, that's Shady Canyon.
Yeah.
Big lots, big homes, basically 8-figure pricing. We're talking about like very expensive homes.
Yeah.
And some of these homes are like a gate within a gate. So it's just like, you're gated to get into Shady Canyon itself, and depending on your own specific subdivision, you may have a gate there too. So that's what we're talking about as far as very ritzy, very nice, beautiful place. Yes. But again,
So sorry to interrupt, Sean, but I just want to show you, like right now, see how there to the right of us is a bunch of grass and vegetation. So that's quite odd for Irvine because usually there would be homes on both sides of the street. But because this part of Quail Hill is hilly, hence the name Quail Hill, they can't build like they normally do in Irvine with like home on every corner right around you, where you're literally like, you dress and then you realize, oh no, like I'm literally looking into my neighbor's bedroom while I'm getting dressed. Like this is quite uncomfortable.
Yes.
And I say this because this has happened to me before when we were living in Irvine in a place. So we were living in Northwood, in
the flatlands,
the flat part of the flatlands but you can see here. So this is much more like, Laguna Niguel or Turtle Rock in Irvine, much more hilly. See, now on the left of us, there's no place that they can build the home. So these homes definitely have more of a sense of like privacy.
Well, and these homes are bigger
Yes.
and definitely on the more expensive side too. So these homes have views. You see, like, again, on larger lots, there's really not that credit card size sliver between each homes, and they do have like backyards and all this other stuff. Beautiful area. These homes are nice. 3-car garages are pretty commonplace in this little pocket of Quail Hill. Very nice community here.
Yes, and one thing I'll also say too is that, one of the knocks against Irvine is that everything looks the same, and I really feel like the builders have done a really good job here, especially in this little pocket where it looks different.
Yeah, no, again, really cute area here. I mean, actually, these are definitely above the median price point of Irvine in general, for sure.
Yeah, and the median price point of Irvine is typically much, much more expensive than Orange County. So this is above even of Irvine. So
yes, like this pocket. So
this pocket, yeah. So technical difficulty, sorry about that. I know Sean was talking about Melrose, but we just wanted to show you kind of like the views here as we're driving down from where we were at the top of Quail Hill. Again, it's kind of reminiscent to me of like Turtle Rock, where, you can get these views of like the golden California hills that I like.
Golden. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I personally think it's very beautiful, but a lot of people don't. Like, ask my aunt.
Dead brush.
She hates Southern California. She says it's so ugly. She lives in Northern California. So you want to keep talking about Melrose? Well,
yeah.
So we're gonna sorry to interrupt you, but we're just gonna head to the hospital, which is right across the street from Quail Hill, and that'll
right across the freeway.
Yeah, right across the freeway. So we just want to show you that. But then you want to talk about Melrose?
Yeah. So Melrose is basically this additional layer of property taxes that basically help fund infrastructure, like fire stations, schools, roads, all that stuff. And so it usually falls off in about the vicinity of 20-ish years or so. So obviously that's one of those things you want to reach out to us so we can kind of confirm what those taxes are depending on the area that you're interested in. And then from there, as far as there's a lot of variation in Melrose too. So it could be a few $100s a year extra, or it could, on the high side, it could almost literally double your property tax rate, which could be rather significant. So it's one of those things where when we're having that conversation, we get, we'll let you know, okay, well, this area, this specific property is subject to this amount of Melrose on top of your property taxes and on top of your HOA dues, your homeowner association dues, which basically all of Quail Hill is subjected to. So, to kind of to enjoy these amenities that we have here, you have some form of HOA dues.
So we're heading out of Quail Hill now, and to our right is where the 133 is. So that is how you get into Laguna Beach. And then to our left,
we'll take you to Sand Canyon, which is how you actually, let's say, get to the hospital, or like how you would, probably the most likely way you'd get to the 405 freeway. And what's really nice about Quail Hill is that, again, I kind of mentioned this in the beginning, super easy to get to the freeway. It's right off the freeway. And I will say that being here, again, everyone has different, perceptions of what sound, like as far as sound is concerned. I actually really don't hear the freeway here at all.
No.
But at the same time, I've worked with different people that are very, very sensitive to noise. So
yes.
I don't want to tell you one way or another. Obviously, that's why you'd want to come out here, just to make sure that makes sense for you.
But I mean, everyone's different.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we're just going to show you the big medical facility. So there's Kaiser, and then there's Hoag Irvine, which we always like to say as a tip.
It's a hack.
It's a hack because Hoag is a very highly ranked hospital in Orange County, but the emergency room in Hoag in the Newport Beach, which is where the main branch is,
Brutal.
tends to be really, really busy, like super busy. The Hoag Irvine tends to be, at least in our experience, although our kids have gotten older, so we haven't actually been to the emergency room anytime recently. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. You know how when you have little kids, like
they're very good at getting sick.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night, right past where all the urgent care or anything else. So it's like,
yeah.
It's very convenient that way, where you're like, oh, well, we have one option basically, and that's an emergency room. So
yeah.
Fortunately, we haven't had too much of that. And what's nice is that the Irvine one, the Hoag Hospital Irvine, is very convenient from that perspective. We have, the wait isn't that bad. Whereas the one in Newport Beach, because I think they deal with a lot of the beach people, so a lot of the people, the tourists and stuff like that, and the college kids, which we were once. Just doing some collegey things.
Yeah.
So now we're right what we see in front of you. This is the overpass for the 405 freeway, And to our right, as you were going to say, Courtney.
Yeah, to our right is the Kaiser Permanente facility. So, if you use Kaiser, or maybe you're a doctor who's moving out here to Orange County, and maybe you're going to work for Kaiser, or maybe you're going to work for Hoag. So these could be options for places that you could work or have your office, or hopefully, I never hope that anyone has to go to the doctor for any reason, but if you do, it's right here for you.
Yes. And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California, so as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but